I want to talk about the vicious cycle of faith, where I don't have faith because Krishna's not reciprocating, but Krishna's not reciprocating because I don't have faith. And because I don't have faith and he doesn't reciprocate because of my lack of faith, I lose my faith. As you know, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yayatam mam prapadnyate, I reciprocate. So sometimes we're asking Krishna for something, but maybe we shouldn't be asking. Maybe we should have faith that he'll give it, or maybe we're asking and we're lacking faith. So Krishna sees the lack of faith and he says, well, you're asking for something, but you don't even have faith that I will give it to you. So I will reciprocate with your lack of faith. And then you're wondering why Krishna's not giving you what you want, but you lacked faith in the beginning. Now, it gets worse. It's downhill from here, but it gets worse. Sometimes devotees say things which Prabhupada doesn't say, like, I can never go back to Godhead, I'm too fallen, I'm too this, I'm too that, too stupid, too lazy, too this. Prabhupada didn't say you couldn't go back to Godhead because you're too this, too this, too this, or too that. He said you can. If you take to Krishna consciousness, you do your sadhana properly, let the holy name purify you, get good association, do so many things, you can be Krishna conscious. Yes, you can. I promise you. How can I promise you? Because Prabhupada promised you. Now, don't you think it's strange that I would say things like, oh, I'm too fallen, I'm too this, I'll never go back to Godhead, I'll never become Krishna conscious in this lifetime, I'll never be this, I'll never be that, when Prabhupada's saying you can be by the process of Krishna consciousness. So we don't have faith in what Prabhupada's saying because we lack faith in ourselves. So we want to replace the lack of faith we have in ourselves with the faith in Prabhupada's words, who says we can't achieve this, we can't achieve that. That's what we need to do. So stop allowing your own lack of faith to drive your car, so to speak. Let Prabhupada's faith drive it. Now, last thought. Meditate on this for like the next 10,000 years. Prabhupada starts a movement with very, very young people. And after they've been in the movement 6 months, 8 months, 3 months in one case, 1 year, he allows them to go start temples and teach Krishna consciousness as an acharya, as an example, and also teach it, preach it in countries far away, practically on their own with a few devotees. How could that happen? How is that possible? Because that's the power of Krishna consciousness. And so don't doubt that power. Do not doubt that power. Do not lack faith in the power of Krishna consciousness. Believe it when Prabhupada says you can become Krishna conscious in this life. If you apply it properly, you can. If you don't apply it properly, then what happens is it warps your faith. You lose it because you don't have the experience of advancing in Krishna consciousness. And then you start saying things like, I can't. That's a problem. When you don't execute it properly, you don't get the realization which brings the faith. So then it's actually dangerous not to do Krishna conscious well, because you can lose faith in the process because you're not getting the realization. Okay, that was a mouthful, a lot to think about. We'd give you the next 10,000 years to think about it, but actually, we'd rather see you go back to Godhead in this lifetime. So better you think about it now. Meditate on it, and write down your realizations. The conclusion is we have faith in our lack of faith in what Prabhupada said. We have faith in our lack of faith. That's interesting, isn't it? We have faith in our lack of faith in what Prabhupada's saying is possible for us. I always felt that Prabhupada was like the driver. If I just followed him, believed what he said, I would get where I want to go. And I always felt there was no one else I could believe. There was no one else I could trust. So don't lack faith, or don't have faith in your lack of faith in what Prabhupada says. Not good. Hare Krishna.